Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been before and seen a few videos. I today am starting to look at how I can use up all the scraps that I have collected over a long period of time card making. I've moved more away from card making, although I still do make cards. And I'm really enjoying at the moment journaling. Not the writing, but I like art journaling, I like junk journaling and, all those kind of things. And I've kind of been looking at the immense stash that I have from my card making and starting to think about how I can use it in my junk journaling. So this video is about embossing folders. So if, like me, you are a card maker, but enjoy journaling, or vice versa, dig out your embossing folders. And what I did is I went through all my scraps and picked out, why I keep them, I don't know, but I have. So the idea now is that these will be embossed and go in my folder with like these to be able to use in my journaling. So I chose, and this is purely because it was easier, I chose all my A4 folders, and these are some very, very old ones. This one is a really old Crafter's Companion one, their Sugar and Spice for Trellis. This one is a Do Crafts Butterfly. This is one of my favorites, and I still use this quite a lot. This is another Crafter's Companion Sugar and Spice. It's called Delicate Floral. This one, again, this is the Embossilicious from Crafter's Companion. That's Argyle. That's Everyday Gotti. Another Sugar and Spice Ditsy Floral. This one's a Creative Expressions one called Cascading Hearts. This is another Embossilicious Gothic Script. This is another one, Ornate Butterflies, and this one from the Vintage Floral Collection from Crafter's Companion called Hessian. Don't go looking for any of these collections. These are very old ones. So these folders have been in my stash for a long time, and quite honestly, I have way more embossing folders than I need. I've got tons of 8x8s and 6x6s and 5x7s and all sorts, but just for ease and quickness, really, I've used my A4 ones. Now, these scraps, just grab out a handful, can be used as is. I mean, you can literally tear into them, some nice edges, and use them as collage in your journals. They could be used to make pockets, some of the bigger bits, or tuck spots, just as they are. But just like you would in card making, there are things that you can do with these. So I'm just going to grab a couple of bits. We'll take those two bits, or maybe that bit that I've done as well, and look at a few little possibilities of what you could do. Now, I know that some of my card was coordinations card, and some of it still has the edge on. See if I can find any. You could be asking now. Now I want it. I won't be able to find it in here. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So some of this is coordinations card, and if you, again, these things have been in my stash for a while, but coordinations card, let's start with this bit as it's was designed with the core of the card being the same, but the idea was that you would then, and this goes with the coordinations card, and you would just stand it back. Like I might need another piece of over the top like so. so that you can see you get a different effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece in half. We'll just have one bit where we've just sanded, like so. And the other thing that I don't even know if you can still get these little mop-up cloths came with them, so you just wipe away the stuff you sanded. I'm quite surprising myself as to how much of my old card making stuff actually will transfer across into the journaling that I like to do now. So I'm going to take this one, and whoop, I'm not bothered that that's happened. It's not the end of the world. More of that off. Clean up, done. And then, I mean, I have just picked those out because these are your standard kind of aging, distressing. I mean, there's antique linen, there's tea dye. I mean, to be fair, I have every single one of these. So you can then start to add a little bit of your distress oxide. These are oxides or your distress inks over the top. So I'm not sure how. Oh, it is showing up. Yeah. So you can do that. And so obviously this is a very different. Well, it's not too different to that, but let's say let's take this pink one, and we'll do two different things. The first one, let's sand this off. This is ordinary card. So, and like that one, you can see there's nothing underneath. The core is exactly the same. So I'm not getting any particular difference, except I've taken the surface off. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm just going to go over very lightly, and you can see how it picks up the embossing. Okay, so that's a possibility. You can do it just with the pad as well. You can see I get a very different kind of effect by putting the pad over. The same ink pad, two very different effects. It doesn't just have to be like that. I've picked out one here. I've got salvage patina. I honestly don't know if this at all will show up any different on here. No, it doesn't show up any different. Let's just make sure I've actually got something on there. No, those are very the same. So that's, but again, experiment, see what works. Let's see if I've picked a better combination here. I'm hoping this one is darker and will show up. Just making sure I've got enough ink on my yeah. You can see that this one, so you don't have to use the browns, you can use other colors. This is the Argyle. It's weird because when I started embossing these, one of my favorite embossing folders when I'm card making is the dots one. This one. That's what I was doing. I was thinking, actually, I'm not sure if that one's going to be as effective in journals, and I actually quite like this Argyle one. So another thing you can do, and I'm literally, I mean, all the things that people show elsewhere, you can do with these. Let's pick up something. Let's go with this one, actually. So I've got, sorry, a very big, very old tub of gesso, which is sort of almost on its way out. And I'm just going to, this is a dry brush, so I'm going to just brush. Yeah, my gesso in this tub is pretty much done. I think it's like telling me, nah, you've left me too long. I am not a happy bunny. mean, I am, like I say, I'm using gesso, but you could use pretty much any acrylic paint that will, I mean, obviously for this you need something light that will go over. We'll leave it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a blast with my heat gun. I mean, you could get a little bit more fancy when you're actually doing the actual embossing and inking your embossing folders, but well, I think that's fine for card making, but for this kind of thing, I think I personally I'd rather just have the box there and then decide what I want to do with something as and when. Now, hopefully this is dry because I'm going to then try. There we go. So you can see where it's embossed, and I put most of the gesso. You can now see the dark writing coming through. Oh, I do apologise. I seem to have knocked my camera. At what point that went, I don't know. So I do apologise if you've been looking at that wonky. I've been looking downwards to see what I was doing. So apologies for that. But there you can see the you know, having put the white over, this is a very dark green card, and then sanding it back. So all of those kind of things that you can do with embossing when you're card making, you can do with these or not. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I mean, you can, if you've got sprays or whatever, but I just feel these will now, I've now got this whole selection of colors and textures to add in to my junk journals as and when. So that's kind of my first idea of using up scraps, but I do have some more. So there will be more videos coming. So, and I'm not going to claim them as my own ideas. They are things you know, things I've picked up from card making like this, or things I've seen on the internet. So I'm not claiming any of these techniques as my own, but you know, if you're looking to, you know, stash use your stash while doing your journaling, then this is one option. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you again very soon with another idea for stashing. You know, I want to say stashing your using your busting your, oh no, I'm not even going to go there, for using up your stash. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.